This is not normally the type of video that I do either on this channel or on my main channel, which is about makeup, but I think the book community is going through the same kind of motions as the beauty community did around 2015, 16, 17. I did do a video about some of the things or the patterns that I was seeing in a recent video. I will pop it up here and I will leave a link down below. But today I wanted to talk about other things that I have noticed. Let me just give you a brief backstory. I am now on my 12th year of being a makeup YouTuber. I have been a full-time beauty creator for over 5 years. Right now I am doing YouTube more as a side hustle. I'm doing other things as my main gig, but that doesn't mean that I am not still keeping my eye on what's going on in this community. And because of that, I have seen a lot of things come and go. And I remember in 2015, 16, 17, we had a video by Here for the Tea, rest in peace Sam, that exposed the way that a lot of beauty creators, influencers at the time, this was way before TikTok, so a lot of people that are active right now might not know about this video. I actually think it's taken down, I couldn't find it, but she was exposing how a lot of people were making money without disclosing that they were making money. And this is exactly what I think right now is going on in the book community, because the book community is going through a kind of similar boom to the beauty community that they did 10 years ago. That's what's happening in the book community right now. A lot of people are blowing up. A lot of people are giving a lot of opportunities, making a lot of money, being always made into celebrities within their genre. There's a lot of creators in the book space right now that I bet is making easy 6 figures, maybe even 7 figures, depending on how they're dealing with things. And one thing that I have noticed is that there is a little bit of a lying problem in the book community, which is that people are not disclosing when they are making money versus when they are not. I might be showing some examples in this video, but this is not me singling out anyone, because I have seen this with almost every book creator that I am following or not following as well. This kind of a pattern of being a little sloppy with letting people know whether or not it's sponsored, gifted, or the thing that they're showing has an affiliated link. So let me just break it down quickly. What do you actually have to do when you have a monetary interest in something? I see a lot of people being a little bit confused about the FTC guidelines, and I am not saying that I am the pro at this, but I also have been in this game for quite some time, and I see people in the beauty community. Listen, I see beauty creators on the daily showing links and not letting people know that they're affiliated. You have to let people know that a link is affiliated. It does not matter that it is common knowledge, because if it is one thing that I have noticed with the book community is that it is not common knowledge. People come and go into the sphere of social media every day. New people come in and they just do not know that most of the links that they see online are affiliated links, meaning that when you click on that link and you purchase something through that link, a creator will make a small commission on that. Listen, I told you, I've been a creator for more than a decade. I think that creators should get paid for the work that they do. But I also think it's very important that the people who view us, the audience that we built around us, know whether or not we are making money throughout different links, codes, events, posts. The FTC guidelines can be a little bit tricky at times, but what they say is that there cannot be any doubt whether or not you are monetary benefiting from a post, a link, a video, something that you do. If you were paid to post, you have to let people know. If you were gifted something that you're reviewing, you have to let people know. You cannot review a book that you've been gifted, give it a 5-star, and not let people know that this book was sent to you for free. You also cannot post a link in your stories saying, this is the dress I'm wearing, without letting people know that the link is affiliated. And I see that a lot. Let me actually pop up again. This I've seen so much. This is just an example. I just brought up this example. This is not me calling anyone out, but usually when you click on a link, if it takes you through a different platform, let's say they are linking in the makeup community an eyeshadow palette. You click on the link and it takes you through a different portal, or the link doesn't really look like the place you end up at. Maybe the link takes you to Sephora, but it throws you through a different loop. This is usually when it takes you through an affiliate platform, so that the affiliate platform can register who had the link. Because I do think that if I recommend something to you, you get inspired and you go and buy that, I don't think it's a bad thing for the creator to get a kickback on that recommendation. If I recommend it and helped you find something, I will get a small kickback on that if you use my links or my codes. That is always marked on. Right down here in my description box, you can see that I do have a little bit of a disclaimer. But it's very important for the audience to know whether or not this is happening. Because again, I think that creators should get paid for their time, but I also think it's very important that we let people know when we are. Because I do think, again, creators should get paid for their time. I don't think anyone should be expecting free entertainment, because again, a lot of us are on social media because it entertains us in one way or another. We just need to be a little bit more transparent about it. The FTC guidelines also say that if you are sponsored by a brand and you are talking in a video, but you also have a written description, you have to let the audience know in any way that you can that this is sponsored. So if I do a talking video like this and I hold something up and it is sponsored, I have to let you know in the video verbally. Putting up a text is not enough. I have to let you know verbally. If I am talking, I also have to let you know in a talking way. If text underneath, I also have to let you know in a text. I also have this example that I saw, and this is from a different creator. Again, I'm not calling anyone out. In the video, they are saying clearly, I am sponsored by this brand. This is the sponsor of this video. But in the description box, it just says, find my favorites. They have to let you know in the description box too. So make sure again that you know, and I don't know what it is, because I think in the beauty community, the reason why this happened is because I think a lot of people think that the audience will trust them less if they know they make money. But I think in this day, listen, it's 2026. I think we're all aware that people who post every day or several times a week are getting reimbursed in some way. I think the skepticism comes when people start thinking, well, how? I am not seeing anything that's sponsored. I'm not seeing any kind of like visible signs of them being paid, but I still understand that they are. I think this is where like the disconnect with the audience comes in. If the audience knows what you're getting paid for versus not, I don't think anyone is begrudging someone to make an income or just a side hustle money on social media. But I think that when people feel like they're being, not lied to necessarily, but maybe led a little bit astray, I think that's when people start like maybe changing their mind about a creator. One way you can make money is actually ads shown on YouTube. You can get paid for views on TikTok too, but you have to get millions and millions and millions of views for that to be any kind of substantial income. On YouTube, you can get away with much less views to be able to make it an income. So if you see book YouTubers that are getting tens of thousands of views on their videos, that might be enough for them to make an income, because you can definitely make an income on YouTube just by watching people's ads. But a lot of people will supplement that with like affiliate links or affiliate codes or with different types of sponsorships, or what I have reckoned in the beauty community probably is working with authors as well. And what I have noticed is that people on YouTube, which I think have been around longer reviewing books than especially TikTok, are better at marking out their stuff as affiliated, letting people know when there's an affiliate link, or they're being sponsored, or giving the FTC disclaimer. On Instagram and TikTok, it's a little bit all over the place. You probably also have heard about the ARCs that are being sent out. That is the advanced reader copy. Basically, you being sent out a book for free ahead of launch, something for you to review to help hype up the book. What a lot of people don't know about ARCs, and the reason why I haven't accepted any ARCs or haven't asked for any ARCs, is that a lot of ARCs, especially if you are a smaller creator, which I am for sure, comes with some messages. Basically, they will give you a time frame. This is the time you have to review this part. And when something is given to you in exchange for something, exchange for review, exchange for a post, that is actually, according to FTC guidelines, seen as sponsored, which means when you put that review in, even if it's on Goodreads, you have to let people know this was an ARC. Because you were sent that one as free, so you have to let people know this was sent to me in exchange for review. Also, a lot of publishing companies will say, if you are giving this book 3 stars or less, please do not post about the book. Which is the main reason why I'm not asked about ARCs. Because I have heard of several people that have reached out to the publishing company saying, this book wasn't my favorite, it just wasn't for me, I would give this book a 2-star. And the publishing company kicked them off PR lists forever. And this, I think, is a big reason why some people will give only positive reviews. because if they don't, they won't receive any more free books. And that is also something for you to remember. In the beauty community, it isn't like that at all. Unless you're being, of course, extremely disrespectful about a launch, you're not going to be kicked off a PR list because you don't like something. You might be kicked off a PR list if you don't like 3 launches in a row, because then the brand will be like, well, this person doesn't seem to like appreciate our quality or appreciate our vision, which is totally fine. People have different preferences. And I wish it was the same with publishing companies, where they'd be like, I guess this person didn't like 2 books in a row from this author. Let's just not send them this author in the future. But instead, I've heard of a lot of cases where people never hear from that company again. And I really hope that that changes, because this is a big reason why you're only seeing positive reviews at a launch of a book. It is because people only are allowed to post positive reviews, and they know that if they don't, they're never getting ARC again. For me, a free book is not worth sacrificing my morals, and I really do hope that it's the same for everyone else. I don't know, but I thought it was something to remember, keep in mind. Also, I do know that there's a lot of creators that work with authors and are being paid by authors to help them with books, help them with marketing, and I rarely see people post about this. That is also something to remember. If you see a book creator that is at a panel, or maybe they're working with an author at a book convention, they are not doing that for free. And a lot of book creators are not very good at letting people know that they're getting paid to be there. And also when they're like working on a book behind the scenes and then they're reviewing the book and giving it 5 stars, I think a lot of readers might not realize that they have a working condition like with this author. I don't really know what the FTC guidelines says about this, but it's something, you know, to keep in mind. One thing that I saw blow up recently was this guy that made, I don't know if it was a TikTok or if it was an Instagram, but he was basically posting about that he was not going to do reviews on small authors unless he gets paid.
Okay, every smaller author keeps asking me to read their books and make content about them. So I'm going to start offering it. It's going to be a $200 deposit for me to listen to the book. It has to be an audiobook. I'm sorry, I can't do physical books. I physically cannot sit down and read them. My ADHD is too terrible and I can't offer it. So $200 deposit to listen to the book, and then an extra $800 to post a video about it. And the reason I'm asking for the deposit is if I hate your book, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna make a video with my honest opinion of the book. So I will make the video, I will send it to the author and be like, hey, this is the video I made. I can post it or I can not post it. I'm not gonna make another one. But I avoided doing this for so long because I didn't want to upset people, but I'm poor. I need the money. There's a lot of things I want to invest back into my content. I want to move out of this house. So I was trying to avoid this for a long time, but honestly, I'm kind of hurting. And right now, there's like no books that I'm dying to read at the moment. So I'm opening this up now for anyone that wants to do it. What the hell? $200 deposit, an extra $800 for me to post the video I make. It'll be the same video posted on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Threads, YouTube, and Snapchat. It'll be under 3 minutes long. You might get more content out of it if I love the book, or if the book's really crazy or anything like that. But guaranteed one of the same thing posted across all platforms, and I average around 40,000 views per video spread out across all platforms. Maybe I'll get more, depending on how good the book is, depending on how good the video does. I don't know. But that's what I'm offering. If you want to do that, send me an email. We'll figure it out. But this is how I'm gonna do it, because I need new books to read. I'm poor, and people really want to get their books out there, so this is how I'm gonna do it.
And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but your favorite creators are also charging to post about books. There is quite a lot of books that have been incredibly hyped when they're being released. So many people are coming out of the woodwork saying this is a 5-star read, you should read it too. Keep in mind, a lot of those people might be paid to give you this exact opinion. It is not uncommon for people to get paid to do a post. What is bad in the book community that I think that they are just lagging behind a bit is that people are just not letting people know when it's sponsored. If you are posting something, even if you are posting a review, a positive review in exchange for an ARC, you have to let people know. If you're being paid, you definitely have to let people know. But I have seen quite a lot of posts about books and even about like bookish stuff that are, as someone who's been in this industry for a bit, I can spot a like sponsored, like, you know, the bullet points of a sponsored post. I can sniff them out from a mile away. I've seen so many unmarked sponsored post in the book community. And I need you to remember that this guy that said, oh, I'm charging 1,000, so are a lot of other people. They're just not bold enough to talk about it online. But hopefully, eventually this will get better. But right now, it's not great. One thing to also keep in mind, something that I have noticed when I've seen from different creators, both on TikTok and on Instagram, sometimes they will talk about a book and be like, oh my God, this book is amazing. You need to pick it up when it's being released. I cannot believe how great this was. Go back to their Goodreads and see if they gave it the same review there. Because a lot of creators will give it a 2 or a 3 star on Goodreads, and then they'll rave about it on their TikTok or Instagram, say how great the book was. I mean, at least keep it consistent. at least give it a 4 or 5 star on Goodreads as well. I'm just saying that can be an easy way sometimes to spot whether or not you can trust people's reviews. I am not saying that everybody does this, but I have seen that happen from several creators. I do think that that's something to keep in mind. Just when you see something get extremely hyped, just go somewhere else and look at the reviews too and see if they match up. But overall, what I want to end this video on, and this is just a pretty short video for being me. I have only recorded for 18 minutes. I don't know how long you've been watching this. Overall, I don't think that there's something bad with making money online. I just really hope that the transparency that has been very graciously forced upon the rest of the communities that have been around longer than maybe the book community online, I hope that that also falls upon that community, because we desperately need that kind of transparency, because I am seeing so many things. And I remember in the beauty community, the video that I talked about where Here for the Tea, Sam broke down the creators. I'm not being as vicious as she was, because she was pointing out people. She was like, this one. I'm not going to be that person. But that sent ripples through the community. That was the Dramageddon of that time. I cannot begin to explain to you how much that video meant for the changes that came in the beauty community. There was a lot of people who lost the trust of their community after that. And I don't know if they ever got back that level of trust again. I really hope that it doesn't have to come to that in the beauty community, because I would hate for that level of drama to just roll over the community that I overall think is just so great. But remember, if you are a creator online and you're making money online, it is your responsibility to see if you are following the laws and the guidelines that are in place. Just you doing what everybody else is doing is not enough. You claiming, if you get caught, listen, you can get fined, and I say fined capital letters. It is not enough to claim, I just did what everybody else did. I didn't know I was doing something wrong, because claiming lack of knowledge is just not gonna cut it. And one thing that I know for sure in the community, seeing creators come and go, rise and fall, is that the only thing you have that is actually worth something is the trust of your audience. If you lose that, you don't have anything left. If you don't have the trust of your audience, you no longer have a space to make any money on social media. It's game over. Again, remember to be nice. I'm not pointing fingers. If you are able to decipher any of the people that I'm talking about in this video, please be nice, be respectful. I really don't want anyone to be, pointed at, harassed in any way. I just want to lead with respect and kindness, and just kind of pleading to the community to make sure that they are following the guidelines, so that we are not pulling the wool over the eyes of our audience, because I would hate for them to see the community in a different light when there's really no need for it. I hope you're having a great day. If you want to see more bookish videos, this is a book and travel channel. I post videos about books and I do travel vlogs. I just had a travel vlog going on a book retreat to Rome and Florence, and the next video I post will most probably be a TBR jar chooses my September reads. I was about to say August read. I think I said that in my last video, but listen, time flies when you're having fun. Definitely September coming up, and I will see you in my next video.